Tasmania in the middle of winter, and mud is on the menu. Come on! He's got this. He's got this. He's really giving it everything. He's letting the smoke out though. Folks, covered in mud. It's getting dark. Dirty old muddy track. Couldn't be anywhere else, mate.
Tasmania, of course, and this is one of those decisions we've made to take a little left-hand side track. That might have been a shortcut, who knows?
It's not even our main track. We're not. This was not even on our radar, and it is getting dark. This is about the 50th winch we're about to do. Tassie, if you want to test yourself, your vehicle, and your mates.
You want to play around the mud for maybe a week or two?
Yeah.
Perfect spot to go.
Get on out of Tassie. For now though, folks, sit back in your favourite chair, crack something cold that makes a hissing sound when you open it. Put that in your mouth and enjoy four-wheel drive action. Should we get Stu up here?
I reckon, mate.
Making up the convoy this trip is none other than my best mate, Shaun, leading in the big 80 series. Not much stops that truck, except perhaps Tassie mud. Let's see how he goes. Down the line, we've got Stu from Wholesale Automatics. Now, he's actually got a shack in the east coast of Tassie, and he's grown to love this place. For their first time on a four-wheel drive action trip, we've got Adam and Jay from Clearview Accessories. These boys are pretty new to four-wheel driving, so what better way to throw them right in the deep end than a midwinter Tassie trip?
Hey, Jay, you got a copy there, mate?
Yeah, mate.
Hey, now, if I'm not mistaken, you've done a bit of beach driving up at Fraser before, but nothing down here in Tasmania.
Nah, nothing like this, mate.
Oh, mate, you're going to be in for one.
Heck of a surprise. It gets pretty gnarly in Tasmania. Lots of mud, lots of ruts, rock steps. It's a way to test that Hilux of yours out, mate.
Well, let's see what she's got.
I'm looking forward to it, mate. Looks like an absolute beast. I can't wait to check that out tonight over a few beers.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
Look at those four-wheel drives. Clean as a whistle, not a drop of mud on them, which means it's time to air down and get dirty, real dirty, Tassie mud style. As you can see, we're already into the rocks, the ruts and the mud, and yet, get a load of this, we are still on the main road. We haven't even turned into the track yet. This is Tassie, and this is why I enjoy coming down here. Wasn't long before we come across this little doozy right here. There's no way around it, you just got to drop into it.
I was thinking of just putting one tyre up on the high bank and straddling it.
Oh, yeah, that'd work. Probably wind the window up, but.
A rule of thumb, folks, if ever you get to travel with Stu from Wholesale Automatics, is never listen to Stu from Wholesale Automatics. His advice is often wrong. You're a good mate, Stuart. I can say that because you're a good mate.
Ooh, a little bit boggy at the end there.
Okay, that looked relatively easy. Time to give it a go. There's not much I can say to make this situation any better. I simply stuffed up. Four-wheeler's not for everyone.
I thought you were having a laugh.
No, I'm stuck.
You haven't actually got to the challenge yet.
No, mate, I'm still on the road.
Oh, yeah, this forward driving game is not for everyone. Harder than it looks. What are you going to do here?
I don't know. If you all push.
You can't be that stuck.
I can.
Sorry, mate. Just, you've got to get the tears out of your eyes first. I haven't laughed this much in a while. I mean, look, the thing with forward driving is it isn't for everyone.
No,
no.
It's getting more popular though.
It is certainly. There's a lot of like guides on the internet, self-help ones, you know.
Okay, I should read some of those.
There's a great book out there called Four-Wheel Drive Action. They go through a lot of the basic stuff.
Okay.
If you go through some of the tips in there, tips and techniques.
Yeah, just to get you started.
Exactly right. Then, you know, start with some easier tracks.
Yeah, okay.
Beach driving, I suggest.
Yeah, well, I'm actually not on a track at the moment. I'm still on the main road. So if I could just get off the main road, I'd be laughing, mate. But I can't. I mean, wheels are wiggling in the air. I've got nothing.
I can't believe it.
Somebody help me, please. That's a fail from me, and we haven't even started yet. We figured the best way to do this was a simple push from another four-wheel drive. Don't try this at home, folks. Gently does it, Stu. Gently does it, mate. Yeah, boys. Yeah, boys. Put your window up. Put the window up. Well, that's not exactly the start I was hoping for, but things can only go up from here.
I only just got out of that too.
Righto, Stu, you've seen how not to do it.
First bog of the trip. Just try not to break anything.
Yeah, that's really good advice, Stu. Really good advice, mate. Yeah, good drive, Stu Dog. Good drive, mate. Righto, Adam and Jay. Time to get that brand spanking new Hilux.
Yeah!
Filthy dirty. Get into it, boys.
That's it.
Oh, crikey, lads. Gently, gently. Picking up wheels already.
Got a few scratches now, mate. Good stuff.
With that little introductory challenge out of the way, we pushed on, only to find a sidetrack that looked, well, let's just say interesting, and that was like a red rag to a bull. We had to give it a try.
Looks like a savage little rock step here, and there's actually two little rock steps, which it's got a bit of work cut out for us. I just don't know how much traction's there.
You can do it.
Holy heck, look at that wheel spin.
Yeah, it's quite slippery.
You can really see just how much traction there isn't.
Try the ruts.
Can I go up this line if I give it a little bit more?
Well, apparently not.
That right there is foot flat to the floor, giving it everything you've got to get traction to get up a rock step in Tasmania.
Let's slip out that line.
And then even when you're not on a rock step, you still run out of traction. What's going on up there, mate?
I'm gonna have that second gear. Guys, that's the biggest rule of forward driving. If in doubt, power out. give it the berries.
All right, Shauno's just put on quite a display.
I think I made that look hard.
I'll now show you how to do it the easy way. I've seen a line, and I reckon if I stick to it, I stand a good chance of just driving straight up this.
You! Into it.
Actually, couldn't see what I was doing then. That's a bit scary.
Holy heck. If anyone out there is looking for a D-MAX, one owner, low kilometres, never driven off-road hard in anger, yeah, contact Graham. Holy heck, what a drive. He's given that a red hot go.
Oh, the sun's not good.
Righto, Stu, we've taken the top off it, mate. This should be easy. Not. You can see that track right there is just getting more and more slippery as you go up it.
Go up, Stu. Go up the hill.
Was the sun in your eyes?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Can't see anything.
We can't really do any damage here because it's just a rock step. It's not like we can cut it up anymore, so it's worth having a few cracks at it. You might just wash some of the mud off and find the traction you need to get up.
That's it, good line. Yeah. Keep going, Stu, just one movement. Keep going, go. No, you can't back off. Go. Oh, yeah. That was just that side step, I think. That's it. Oh, it looks spectacular.
You'll see there's a big hole right here. You want to avoid your driver's tyre in there, so you want to come up more this side and then turn.
That's fine, so we can't actually see the track at all.
Yep. Go. Oh, stop doing the pirouette thing.
The winch it, mate.
One right there.
Sometimes, despite your best efforts, it really is time to put your money to the test and use that winch. It's what you bought it for. Use it, especially in situations like this.
What I'm doing here, of course, is, well, it's not textbook, but I have got a proper dampener, but it's about 300 metres directly up the top of this hill, and I'm fat, old and lazy. I can't be bothered to go and get it, so I'm going to use a bag. Now, really, you totally can do this. That'll work fine.
The beauty of this location is we've got so many trees to choose from, and all of them are crackers. So we'll just line Stu up, pop him up over that rock step, good to go. This also highlights the importance of having someone out spotting while you are winching, because sometimes it can be really difficult to see exactly what's going on. And if a mate can tell you which way to point the wheels, when to drive, when to back off, it just makes life a lot easier.
drive from there.
So putting a spotter out the front, it's a good idea.
I can't even see where I'm going, man.
You've got this. Yes!
Stu ain't holding back now. Leading go. He's up to the top. That was a good drive, buddy, under some pretty trying conditions.
That was epic.
I reckon when you give this a go, mate, you want to do it in one smooth motion if you want to go up this left line. So obviously seatbelt on, put both your lockers on, and if you want, maybe sit on a towel as well, because if you pee yourself going up here, go straight through the seats. So
You really are throwing Adam and Jay in the deep end here.
Go, 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 go.
Oh, I thought you had that. I thought you had the front locker.
We figured, however, the boys have got a winch on the front. Now's the time to use it.
got to winch him from here because it's the first track of the day, and we don't want to break anything. He's got some brand new lockers they just put in this vehicle, but there's an air leak. So we'll fix that when we get out of the mud.
Yep.
And for now, we'll just winch. Don't break any CVs.
100% while you buy a winch.
Exactly right. So, all right. Winch in if you like. Stop. Stay there.
What on earth is going on?
That's all right. It's hard up against this. Back the winch off.
Okay, what's happened there is that we've used a tree as the anchor point that was way too far to the right-hand side, and so it looked as though it might have just pulled the Hilux over. So we've stopped everything, back to the winch off, and now we're going to choose a tree directly in front. We should see a big difference.
That's it. That's it.
Stop there.
I reckon we probably would have had that if we had diff locks.
You've got this.
Keep going. Keep going.
With that slippery climb out of the way, it's time to drop back into some muddy stuff. Tassie. Have a go at that, will you? That is just two wheel ruts full of mud.
Oh, it's slippery.
While Shauno's doing battle with a bit of Tassie mud, I'm meeting the locals.
Did you walk up from your place?
No.
Can I get a photo of you real quick?
Yeah, man, of course you can. Absolutely.
What a Shaun.
All right, I got through the first bit.
Yeah, we could have gone that way.
Oh yeah, well, we just seen when we drove.
Holy heck. That is super slippery Tassie mud.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much. You're all
Pretty slippery up here, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, mate, I'm just talking to fans and getting some photos down here.
All right, Shauno's churned it up. I've got my photos done. Now it's time for me to have a crack.
Oh, yes. Ready to have a bit of power on tap.
When we come, I'm driving in manual mode through here. Second gear, low range, and pretty much just giving it the berries wherever I possibly can.
No! I'm hung up! Oh! I'm gonna try a trick. Just gonna turn traction control off. I might have stuffed that. I overcooked it! I overcooked it!
those ruts are just too deep for the D-MAX. I'm hung up, the undercarriage is caught. I'm neither going forward nor backwards. I went too far! No, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, stuck.
Yep. And I've put mud through the everything. That's crab track mud.
Yeah, right, but you got to go this way though, not backwards.
Mate.
You getting scared or what's
I'm
it
not
going
scared.
here?
I'm not scared. You go. You go.
What have you got in here?
I know. It's so cooked.
Well,
you know what? You know what else I don't want in here? Come on, get out of here. You'd really think I'd learn to put my window up after all these years, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Settle down.
Ooh, I wished he'd fallen over then. Would have served him right, cheeky bugger.
This stuff is so slippery. If you don't get it in one go, you just can't take off. So Graham's, he's not hung up anymore, but it's just so slippery. All four are spinning, so we're just going to hook it up to Sooty, winch him up, get him over this bit, and then it's just the start of this track. How good.
Righto, that's the D-MAX out of the way. Now, it's the other boy's turn. Righto, Stu, you got this, mate. Let's do it. He's having a red hot go, but he's got hung up in that exact same spot as I did.
Well, Stu, do you want me to go and get my sister to have a drive? Wouldn't go too far, bro. You won't get started. Oh, rooster tail.
Maybe one more shot, Stu. One more go, mate.
He's roosting way back to here.
Should have wound the window up.
Yes!
We're covered in mud.
Precious. Precious. A little bit of mud never hurt anyone, mate.
God, you want a soy latte with that?
Stu's had a red hot go, but just like I had to do, he's going to have to break out the winch as well. Righto, brand new Hilux, Clearview boys are up. Let's see how they go.
What kind of magic is that?
Somehow, the boys have found traction.
What the?
Beautiful.
Good stuff. That's the dark arts. I was ready to...
Mate, I was like, oh, not with that attitude you won't drive it.
Straight up.
You got to give it a bit more go, that just worked. Right, here goes.
Of course, this is Tassie in the middle of winter. That was not the end of it. We pushed on.
Oh, that's off camber.
Right like a man.
Okay. Oh, let's have one more. Oh, got mud inside. Little Lewis.
Yeah, good time to call it, Shaun. That's a perfect spot to winch from right there. There's no point in continuing. You're doing more damage, you could bust a CV, even worse. In conditions like this, you really got to know when to opt for the winch. With the D-MAX starting to look a lot like a mudmobile, it is my turn to give this a crack. And I'm slipping going downhill. That's all she got, Captain. As you can see, gave it a red hot go. I wasn't going to back off, but there does come a point when you got to break out the winch.
If you needed to look up four-wheel drive tracks in Tassie in the dictionary, there'd be a photo of this. This is about as quintessentially Tasmanian as you get. Big ruts, water cascading down the track, mud, 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 and in our usual form, the sun's starting to set and we're still on it. So, I don't know, we'll see how we go.
We had no choice, of course, but to continue. And with the sun starting to go down, the mud and the ruts, well, they just continue.
That's it.
In the dry, honestly, you'd hardly even need to engage four-wheel drive here. It's not steep, it's just so slippery.
Oh, this is cool. How good is Tassie? You haven't half guessed, I'm about as happy as a pig in mud. Quite literally. Oh, so I'll just keep going.
Okay, my turn. Let's see how we go. That's one way of doing it.
Yeah. How good's that? What a drive. What a drive.
Righto, Stu. The right foot is the one you need here, mate. The right foot.
There he goes. There he goes. That's Derek. Woohoo!
Good drive, dog. Good drive, Mr. Dog. Come on, you boys. With light rapidly fading, we're going to try and find a campsite.
Hey, you boys got on the tracks today? Have a bit of fun?
Yeah, mate, looking forward to warming up, but maybe a few cold ones, a bit of sneaky bottle of scotch somewhere.
Actually, before we get too excited, I see the camera car up in front. Doesn't look too good, mate. They're standing out the front of it, and I think something's wrong. We're just about to finish up on the track, and well, this has happened. The drag links let go on the camera car here. The boys were having a bit of difficulty steering. Thank goodness the steering arm's still on, so we're just going to get this off and hopefully make it to camp tonight. Before it gets too dark anyway. All right, I reckon we're going to need some tools, boys.
Sometimes necessity is the mother of invention, and when you are trackside in the middle of Tassie with a busted camera truck, well, you'll do just about anything. And we didn't think this was going to work up until the point where it simply did. How good is that?
So what we're trying to do here, of course, the panharders come straight off the bush, so we're trying to line it back up, because the problem with the panharder, if that's not connected to the diff is just going to move side to side and probably come straight out. So it's in our best interest to try and make this all stick together. So we're going to use a ratchet strap, hold the panhard to the diff, and that'll get us back into camp, I reckon, tonight. So.
How do you, mate? Well, mate, I reckon we get packed up.
Yep.
Get these tools in. We're losing light. We need to get off this track.
Oh, sounds good to me, mate.
All right.
He's back in the 80.
With the camera car kind of sort of fixed up, it was time to limp our way into camp. What a first day in Tasmania. Time to roll out canvas, get awning set up, get a fire going, have a couple of cold beers, a bit of dinner, and I reckon everyone is going to be early to bed tonight, because tomorrow is another big day on the Tassie tracks. Everybody's up and out of the swags before the sun. We're packed up and we are ready to hit the tracks for day 2 of Tasmania. We don't have to go too far from camp before we are literally up upon our very first challenge for the day. And if anyone thought the mud might have let up, well, they were wrong, dead wrong.
Oh, look at this track, mate. It looks pretty inviting.
Put my window up. Windows up.
Oh, slippery. Oh, that's a lot deeper mud than I thought.
Oh, man. Look at this.
Holy heck. And up here we've got like it's like a mini gunshot you got to try and get over.
I'll look at that when I get there.
I think this one's going to be quite challenging. I don't know how deep the mud is in here. That's the other problem. Oh,
Oh, that's deep, wet, muddy and gnarly with a vertical exit. I don't think you got much chance there, mate. Oh, he's got the front up. He's got the front up. Remember the chance.
That's the hard bit.
Oh, that's deep.
Your back wheel's underwater.
Yeah, I need a winch, boys. We might have to do that relatively quickly too, because I think my drawers might be underwater. How good is it? You get a whole new perspective of Tasmania like this. You see the sky, the tops of trees, beautiful aromas of Tasmanian mud. I'd say my drawers are full of water. No?
Nah.
Oh, good.
There's nothing for it on this challenge but to winch. The real beauty is there's a tree directly in front, which makes the winching job that much easier.
Yep. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Good work, fellas.
Having seen how Shaun went, I've decided to get prepped before I even get in that bog hole. Oh yeah! My plan of attack here is really just to get into a position where we can winch. I ain't gonna try anything heroic. Whoa! Whoa! That's me, dude!
We're gonna think about how we're gonna winch this one.
The winch is already out. Just go high on that tree.
We're gonna have to go really high on this tree, I think, and just almost go vertical. Probably change the winching after he's halfway up, and then go a little bit further down. Go as high as we possibly can. So the problem is Graham didn't get his front up over the first bit of the ledge, so we've almost got to winch him vertically up. All right, hold there, just so we can get his nose up and out of the rut, and then we probably have to readjust the winch when he's over, bring it down a little bit. Perfect, mate.
It's good to have mates up front on the ground to know what they're doing. That's the perfect winch position. You can see quite clearly there the front of the D-MAX coming up and out of that bog hole, as opposed to being pushed into the bank, which is what would have happened if we'd put the winch right down low on that tree.
Hold it there, mate.
From here we can bring that winch cable back down low and pull myself up and out. If we keep it up high, we'll pretty much pull the front wheels off the ground, and that's not what we want to do.
You know, you find some pretty funny things in bog holes, and Graham's picked up a big stick here. It's about that round, about that long, and it's right through, I suppose, right near his steering arm and stuff like that at his tie rod end, so we've got to try and remove that so he doesn't bend anything. Who knows, it might be holding everything together, so we'll see. Were you trying to save this or something?
Oh, there it is! Oh, thanks, man.
No worries, mate.
Cheers.
You just had it under there, that's all.
Oh, cool. Thank you so much.
Put that back in the...
Someone's got to help get firewood, mate. You're not doing it.
With part of the firewood collection done, it's time for me to move out of the way and give the other boys a crack. Righto, Stu, the best we can hope for here, mate, is for you to get your front up and over that lip where we can winch you easily.
You got to push a fair bit of mud out. I reckon if we just knock this little edge over here, I reckon you might be able to at least get those front tyres up, which will make a big difference. This is my cheap toilet shovel.
Yeah, well, you're not going to the toilet here, mate. The object is to move dirt.
It's not about the size of your shovel,
It's how
mate.
you use it,
It's how
mate.
you use it. And I'm not using it real well.
Well, no, you're not really doing a great job. You're all awkward and...
Sometimes it doesn't take much, just a little bit of track building, and you really can make a big difference.
All right, have a go at that.
And there you go, Stu's got his front tyres up, and from here, it's a pretty easy winch job.
I reckon that's me, mate.
Good work, Mr. Dog.
Fair bit of mud in there, bud. Oh, you got me! Oh, you... Oh, last time you helped my mate out, I'll tell you what, don't do it again, I'm nervous. Winch out. Yep.
This should be a simple winch job, or so we thought.
Yep.
Good to go? Yep. I can't see anybody or anything.
We stuffed up here and put that anchor point way too low.
I'll keep winching, mate. Now you got this.
What's happened is it's pulled Stu directly into the bank, put too much load on the winch cable, and it's snapped.
Mate, did you hear that?
Bang.
It's like a gunshot going off, little
Yeah.
22. And I guess that's why I mean, it happens. It's no big deal, it happens. That's why you put a dampener on. More importantly, it's why I was standing over there in the bushes.
Exactly, I was behind a tree with my shovel.
Just in
Miles
case
away.
you get attacked.
Yeah, the good thing about using rope on your winch though, you can just basically splice that back on, or you can just put the hook back on with another splice, and you're good to go again.
Yep.
He's got about, I don't know, about 10 metres of less rope now, but
Yes,
It'll be
that's
right.
right.
It'll
We're
be
just going to
right.
find the other end. He did keep winching for a bit, but
Yep.
we'll have a look and see how we go.
yep.
No.
Righto, so we've got a couple of little bits and pieces. We're going to try and splice that hook back onto the old winch rope. And it's a good little tip to know because it can get you out of trouble out in the bush.
100%. I mean, you could, in a jam, you could just tie a knot.
Tie it on, a good bowline or something
good bowline
like that,
there,
and you'd be right.
that's not a good bowline, but
It's not, but
what
yeah.
I'm going to do now, mate, is I'm going to cut that off nice and clean.
Yep.
So we've got a clean edge to work with.
Now you'll see me holding a little bit of electrical tape, and I've got a punch here. Now, if you don't have a punch in the vehicle, I carry all sorts of tools in the back of my 80, but you can use just a biro pen, like a cheap biro. And what you want to do here is use this on the end of the winch rope, tape the winch rope on so it doesn't move, and then you use this as like a needle to thread and basically, what do they call it? Splice into the rest of the winch rope. So
I just want to really make that, really get him all.
you're just going to put that down the hole, eh? Just like that.
Okay.
And the tape holds it all together, so when you are splicing, it doesn't come off. Use a fair bit of tape. This stuff's cheap, guy. I'm just going to give that a go. Right, that's good to go.
Punch your mate in the face. As you can see there, folks, I've just gone straight through. Oh,
You want to
Tell you
take the winch rope with it.
and you want to pull that winch rope through. I probably could have done it a bit. You only need a little loop. We don't need to go too big. Now I'm just going to do the same thing again.
Through.
So you have a go at that now. mate.
Okay,
You
yeah,
have a go at
you
that.
showed me how it's done. That's actually quite difficult, isn't it?
It is. See what I'm saying?
Right, now he's going to slide that through. Again.
Go one more.
Go again. There you go. That's looking pretty good, mate.
That ain't moving. Stu will have that for the next 10, 12 trips, I reckon.
I reckon it'll outlast that patrol, that's for sure.
Right, let's whack that through there.
Take that straight back on.
Go through there. All right, and that, folks,
There's a bought one.
is the bought one.
With that hook spliced back on,
Stuart!
we decide to put the anchor point nice and high now, so we're pulling Stu up and out of that
As that
rut.
rear comes up, it'll be off that chassis, you should be right. Now he's right.
And look at the difference that's made. He's up and out of there in a jiffy.
Sure. Yep, you're right. You made it. It's good.
The Clearview boys have been waiting patiently up the back for their turn. Now, it's time for them to shine. Oh, they're not holding back. They got the front up, and I thought for a split second there they were going to bring the rear to follow. Wasn't the case. Time to winch.
That's one way of doing it. I like it. It's good, you got here. All right, winch out.
Once again, we're getting that anchor point nice and high. So we're pulling the boys up and out of the rut, as opposed to
Exciting to
into
watch.
that bank.
Yeah, go easy up.
Oh, they'll drive from there.
And so with that, it was onwards, but we didn't make it too far before we got another unexpected interruption.
The boys just came over the radio and said they'd got a puncture, but I've got a sneaking suspicion they've just done a bead somewhere and well, now it's come off completely. What we're going to do is they've parked up on the side here and you can see the truck's on a bit of a slight lean this way. We'll get them back on the road here, we'll jack it up and I reckon we'll get some air in that. And I think it's just going to go boonk and pop back on.
As it turns out, I was completely wrong and it was a puncture. So there's nothing else for it, of course, but to change it. With a few helping hands on the tools, we're going to make light work of this and be back on the track in a jiffy. Out with the old and in with the new. Just like that, we're all done, back into it.
Good news is it just started to sprinkle lightly, so you'll get a nice bit of moisture on this track.
It's exactly what we need, mate, because I've been finding there's just been too much traction.
Oh, it's a big rut here. Just maybe hold up before, because I might have a couple of goes at this. Well, that's called indecision. I tried to sort of half straddle it, and
It didn't work.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what that line was.
There's no polite way of saying it. That is just a mess of a track. You really have just got to get into it and hope you find traction somewhere.
yeah, that's pretty hard.
Yeah, don't go too far.
My turn, and I ain't backing off. I want to try and eat this in one chunk.
Oh, you're so close!
It's that little thing there.
All right.
Not going to do it.
Come back like a little bit, and I'll put Max Tracks in there, and you'll walk this.
A lot of people think the Max Tracks are really only used for beach driving, but let me tell you, they've got me out of more muddy situations than I can count. They really are as versatile as you can think of. Right here, what we're doing is using them to try and bridge the gap in these holes in the track so that I'm not dropping into them and bottoming out.
Yeah, boy!
See, have a go at that. Couldn't be easier. Max Tracks, not just for the beach.
This hill was mammoth.
Righto, Stu, let's see it, buddy.
Alright,
He's come unstuck in exactly the same spot as the
max
D-MAX.
tracks from the behind, reverse onto them,
And then just shoot off.
and go again, get to the next bit, we'll just max tracks you up.
The plan of attack here is to put max tracks behind Stu so that he can reverse onto
Keep
them
going.
and then take off
keep
with
going.
plenty of grip.
Let's leave these where they are and just reverse all the way back down and have another crack.
Righto, we're going to hit that exact same spot with the max tracks in place, plenty of momentum.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Come on.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
And it's worked an absolute treat. And that is a good drive.
Woo! You made it to the top and you nearly killed a cameraman. Oh boy.
I am epic.
You did well, mate.
That was good. How much of that was you and how much of that was blind faith?
That was just me and blind faith.
I reckon you got an impression
Maxed in one.
on the floor pan and you pushed that accelerator right through.
You know, didn't lift, couldn't lift. That was all it had.
Righto, Jay and Adam, let's do this. You can see we've left those max tracks in place there because it worked for Stu, should work for the boys.
You got to give it a little bit more than that though.
Yeah, they're both on.
That's it! Yeah! Yeah!
Bit more commitment and the boys have done it. That's an aggressive drive. Well done.
I'll tell you what, on these Tassie tracks, they're so tight in places and it really does help having a, look at this, a good set of mirrors that can fold back in and that are really tough. But the Clearview boys, well, they've gone a step further. I want to take this opportunity to show you their new mirrors because trust me, they're very, very impressive. These mirrors, of course, are the same Clearview tow mirrors that I've got in Sooty the 80 and both my 79, but there's one very special difference. Hit it. How cool is that? Of course, they've got motors inside, so via the press of a button, you can fold them against the side of your vehicle. That's super handy in tracks like this in Tasmania. Chuck them back out. Look at that, both are working, of course. You don't need to get out of the vehicle. How cool is that? How cool is that? You know, that really is a clever little function of the Clearview tow mirrors, to be able to push them back in by the press of a button. I mean, especially here in Tasmania where it's real thick and it's really cold, you don't want to get outside and push them in yourself. I mean, it's really clever. In fact, they've got another little function with the press of a button. It's actually got a heater element inside the mirror, so it can defog those mirrors on those cold winter mornings. Very, very clever. Now these motorised Clearview mirrors are of course still manual, so you can push them out, or if you do hit a tree by mistake, there's no harm done. Of course they pull out as well. They're just a really clever bit of kit if you ask me. Absolutely unreal, mate. Well, there's a few hard tracks down there, so I reckon let's get into it, eh?
As has become the order of this trip, we're up against another slippery hill climb.
You know it, that's the go. You just feel these tyres gripping. You've got no choice, the vehicle goes where it wants to go. You just keep that right foot buried. Yeah, good.
Oh, 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 pirouette!
Try and straddle it.
I am moving. I'm moving ever so slightly. Yeah, you're gonna have to winch.
One thing you've got to love about Tassie is there's plenty of trees to winch off.
Alrighty. Whoa, boy!
Right boot is the order of the day. The boys have seen how I've done it and they're going to follow suit. Stu's going to have a second try. Just a bit more berries and he might have this.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, I thought he had that. I was confident.
Nah.
But Stu never says never. He's having another crack.
We'll winch it.
That's a smart move, Stu. You're going to do damage, mate. Time to bring out the winch.
Epic. Epic.
Righto, Jay and Adam, you've seen how it's done. Well, let me say this, you've seen how we've winched it. Now it's your turn. The boys are twin locked, plenty of clearance. They might just do this, you know.
Back off.
Yep. Oh, so close. Winch. Now we're talking. It's been another big day on the Tassie tracks. And right now, I think I speak for everyone when I say it's time to head for camp.
Certainly got it 10 out of 10 for fun today, I reckon.
What do you reckon the plan is, mate? What do you want to do?
Well, it's starting to get dark. It is.
It's only 4:30, but Tasmania a bit overcast.
It's just starting to get dark. I reckon, who knows, it'll probably be sunny by the time we get to camp, who knows.
All right, camp it is, mate, because camp means, how's your fridge looking, bud? It's been a while since I've had a look in the back of your truck.
No, there's nothing of note in there, mate, especially not in the fridge anyway.
All right, no, but I'll just check it out anyway. So let's get into camp and crack a coldie.
Hey, Jay, Adam, you got a copy?
Yeah, mate, we had a bit of carnage today, but it was also fun.
Easy done, mate, but those mirrors of yours, they're in top nick.
Yeah, they've handled quite well. I'm very impressed.
Mate, so am I. I reckon jump into camp, and anyone who I helped with the winch today, I reckon they owe me at least one beer.
Oh, well, Stu, you're in for a really rough old night.
Mate, the only thing I broke was Shaun's heart because I outdrove him all day.
The campsites in Tassie never disappoint, and this little bad boy is one of our favourites. This right here is the River's Edge Wilderness Campsite, just outside of Huonville. Beautiful campsites right on the river, and it's a favourite of ours. We've camped here a few times, and I reckon we'll keep coming back.
It's another balmy night in Tasmania. I mean, it's about minus about 400, I think, tonight. I checked inside the 80.
Yep.
I'm going to do a meal that's a nice, hearty chicken soup. Yeah, chicken soup. And it's, look, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm going to cut a few corners like usual. And
You've pretty much got it there, chicken stock.
put that away. So anyway, I went into the shops in town here. I got all the chicken at the supermarket.
In Huonville.
I'm going to start with that because that's a pretty important ingredient, chicken soup. So yeah, what I've got here, I've got a mixture of chicken. Literally bought the whole place out of chicken.
No more chicken left in Huonville.
Get this going.
Let me do these bits.
Yeah, so the plan now is just to fry that chicken off. We'll cut it into smaller pieces. It really is a one-pot wonder, super easy to make and tastes good. And there's a couple of little secret ingredients I'll share with you as well along the way. Starting to get bloody hot in there.
Do you reckon that's hot enough?
Oh, that's good, that's good. You get it nice and hot. I think I made it a bit too hot, to be honest. Get them in. So just chuck them in, just like that. We'll cut these thighs into smaller pieces, but not too small. I reckon when you're doing curries or soups or anything like that, try and get big chunks of meat, because otherwise I find the smaller ones start to lose their flavour. What? Oh, yeah. The good news again, folks, with the soup is you can have a dirty oven, because look, that's a good tip for anyone with a camp oven. Don't clean it all the time. Just because I reckon a camp oven retains a lot of flavours from everything you've cooked over the years. And after 10 or 12 years of cooking with this one, I reckon I'm onto something. If you want to do us a favour, chuck a bit of garlic, a bit of chilli. Not too much of either, mate, because you and I don't really like that sort of stuff, the old chilli and garlic.
Nope.
You put the whole tube in, didn't you? Yeah. And chilli. That's extremely hot, that one. That's the super hot one.
Chilli.
So
well, I'll be the judge of that, my friend.
don't put all that in.
I'll be the judge of that. You know what I mean?
How hot is it?
That's pretty hot.
Is it?
Nah, not too bad.
Not too bad, mate. That's starting to look good now. It's taking the black off the chicken. It's starting to look red and a bit garlicky now, so that's good. Right, start putting the veggies in. Yeah, you go a knife. So I'm just cutting the veggies into small things. I'm putting them in next, so they sort of saute a little bit with the old chicken.
Settle down, you.
Saute, infuse,
Yep.
mesh, network. Chuck them in, just chuck them in. When you got a handful, get them in there.
What's next?
What do we got there? Oh, the other veggies.
All of them, or just
Yeah.
all of them? Not going to hurt anyone.
Doesn't hurt. It's a chicken veggie soup, so
This?
grab those as stock. Get the stock in there. Grab that.
That. Give me that.
That's
Do you need more water or what?
actually, yes. No, that's heaps. The last thing before I go, I said there was a secret ingredient.
Bit weird.
I've got a bit of tomato paste. You ideally want about 2 teaspoons. Well, for this one, at least a whole one of these. You chuck that in.
Give it a stir, mate.
Give it a stir. Oh, I'm touching that. You wish, mate. And then, yeah, look, I don't do this at home, but a bit of pasta. I'm just going to put like just a little bit in there. It's like the old chicken minestrone sort of thing, yeah?
It is.
All right, lid on, half an hour, maybe 45.
Yep.
Or 4 beers, whatever,
4 beers.
whatever sort of time system you use.
Oh, and they've got a good fire going. We're going to nuzzle that next to the side of it. We'll be right.
Oh, here we go. Oh, straight up here. This is nice and warm. Oh, steam out.
I won't take a drumstick. You take those, mate. I'll take just a bit of meat.
Oh, I've still got the welding glove on. Probably don't need that for this. Ooh, look at this, boys.
Oh, is that a ladle?
That looks sensational, mate.
The boys are loving it. The taste.
Really good.
Chicken vegetable stew, we'll call it now. Absolutely unreal. I reckon we get down to that fire, grab a little bit of courage, and we'll go down there and finish this off.
Cheers, mate.
The trucks are filthy and we're not much better, but that doesn't stop us getting up early, getting a cuppa on, and getting back out onto the Tassie tracks.
Well, boys, another day on the tracks, and I've just got a feeling, I don't know, look, call me a psychic or something like that, but I reckon there's going to be a fair bit of mud and rock today.
Mate, it's Tasmania, 100%.
Oh, good, I get to outdrive you again.
You wish, Stew Dog. I reckon we make a new rule, mate. Every time I have to help you winch you out of a place, it's 1 beer.
What, you're going to buy me?
Right, mate, deal.
Oh, it's absolutely stunning through here. Just different time. I've never been to Tasmania this time of year. I think most people would think you've got rocks in your head if you come this time of year, but if you're prepared for it, you know, you've got a spray jacket, some warm clothes, and a good winch, you'll have an absolute ball down here.
You must be at some serious altitude at the moment. It's downright chilly outside.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, mate. A couple of rocks in here, boys.
Oh, it was me. Bit of bouncy driving going on. Oh.
One of the things I noticed down here is obviously you want to get yourself a decent setup four-wheel drive because the tracks are quite hard, but I think what's most important is to have some good recovery gear. Just having a winch on the front of your vehicle and of course a snorkel. Have those two things and and a good set of mud tyres as well. If you could say 3 things, that'll be all you really need to tackle Tasmania and have an absolute blast, just like we are.
What we've got here is a beautiful little Tasmanian creek crossing. It's only a short one, it's not deep, but it's extremely rocky and bouncy. I reckon if you were to go upstream from here with a little trout rod, it wouldn't take you long to get dinner. Shaun's up first and there's a definite line across this creek crossing, so we'll watch him and just see how he goes. To be honest, this is a really good chance just to give that undercarriage a bit of a clean. Ooh, Stu's nearly come unstuck on that exit. It's not steep, but there's just a number of rocks that if you take even a slightly wrong line, you're going to get wheel spin. One thing about Tassie, there's no shortage of rivers, and here's an absolute beauty.
Have a go at this river, will you, mate?
Sure thing, mate. Look, it's just absolutely beautiful. You know what they call this thing?
What's that, mate?
They call this nature's car wash.
Is that what they call it, is it?
Yeah, I saw a sign back there actually. You put 20 cents in the slot, mate, and drive through this. Look at it, it's absolutely beautiful.
I might put my Max tracks in here and leave them for a while, mate.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. I was going to put my jeans in there too.
There's a huge log in there.
On crossings like this, it always pays to be aware of the holes that you do see. You can drop into them and bottom out, and whilst it's not dangerous, it does become a bit of an issue if you've got to jump out and winch yourself. It means you're going to get wet. We've managed to avoid anything like that, and we're all across safely. Despite that little wash though, you're never going to stay clean for very long in Tasmania.
Oh, it's a pretty good bottom.
Okay,
Looks like a man-made obstacle, that does.
Not a lot of room in there, Shauno. Keep it straight and narrow, mate.
Yeah, it's really rocky bottom. You'll have no dramas whatsoever.
There's something floating in there. Ooh.
For once, traction isn't going to be an issue, but fitting through here might be.
Deeper than I thought there. There we go. All good, all good. In the hood. Gee whiz, you only just fit in there.
Been a bit of traffic through here.
Mirrors in, you reckon? Yeah, you're gonna get on this one. Yep, just in time.
What we've got here is a bit of a choose your own adventure. There's a few lines you can take through here.
Well, boys, I checked the depth of all these puddles, and they're not really puddles. The middle one is actually like an ocean. I'm going to go the right-hand one, or the, I don't know what you call this one, the third one from the left.
Oh, buddy, that is deep. That is really deep and muddy.
give it heaps.
This ain't looking real positive, but the good news is Shaun's able to reverse, have another go. Reverse, have another go.
Yeah, mate, scrap what I just said. Maybe pull me out backwards and I'll go for another one.
Nah, scrap that idea. Time to winch him out. But the good news is he's got 3 other options to choose from. What's he going to decide on?
I might get my old measuring stick out and get a second opinion.
This is the one, I reckon.
You'd go, you reckon?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's all right. That bit. Yep, all right, I'm in.
I think this is your one.
No need to check the rest of it. I'm sure it'll be right. Windows are going up and I'm going in. Take 2, go. Come on, left, right, baby. Come on, you got this. Come on. Yes! Oh, how good!
Alrighty, let's give it a go. I can't see where I'm going here. doing some really weird drives this trip. I
Tell you
don't.
what that is. You're welcome. First up, you're welcome. I obviously cleared that path for you. The sooty monster came through, cleared the path like a plough, like a highway, and you're welcome.
I think the evidence is clearly on people's TV screens. There's a way to drive, and then there's your methodology.
Nice one, Stu. Made that look easy. Righto, Adam and Jay.
Ready?
Your turn. Without a doubt, that little obstacle just got easier the more people went through it, and that is against the rules.
Woo! Bit of fun.
And so from there it was onwards through more creek crossings and more big puddles.
You're not going to believe it, mate, but another bog hole.
Nah, I don't believe that, mate. Not in Tassie.
Oh, it doesn't look great, to be honest. Hang on, I'm going to be stuck here before I even get to it.
Well, that didn't work according to plan at all.
That's really deep. I thought the camera crew checked this, to be honest.
We got another winch job on our hands, and Shauno's had to exit the hard way.
Hang on, just check that I'm not just pulling you straight into that bank.
Turns out what was happening there was I was just pulling Shauno straight into that bank, so I was never going to pull him up and out. We need to dig that away and try and create a bit of a ramp, bit of clearance.
Nah, you're not moving at all, mate. I'm just sliding forward.
While Shaun sets up for a frontal recovery, Stu takes another track and tries to get around in front of Shauno. Mate, that just looks like dirty work. Oh, you poor bugger. Okay, we're going to hook Stu up here and see if we can't snatch Shaun forward. The big problem we might have is Stu losing traction. Tassie really is having the last laugh.
That sucks.
Okay, so that didn't quite go according to plan. Stu's fallen over into a puddle, got himself bogged, and now we've got a live snatch strap between them. So we're going to run rear winch off Stu's rig to the front of this rig, pull the two together, and then we can take that snatch strap off. I'll pull someone somewhere.
And finally, a plan has worked. We managed to pull the two trucks together and we can get that snatch strap off. So now Shaun is free and Stu is stuck. Stu's having a red hot go to drive out of here, but he's just crabbing sideways. Whoa, what was that?
I just got dooced. Look at that. He fully doots me. I got an exhaust blow to the head.
Stu's had a solid go at trying to get out of there, but he's just not making any headway. So now we need to try and winch him out backwards.
Well, mate, I've seen the needle and the damage done. I'm not going in there. That's ridiculous.
I don't suggest anyone ever go in there ever again. We probably should block it off, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we should put some emergency tape up. All right, I'll meet you out on the road. Stu, meet you on the road. And then I've got a little secret thing I want to show you.
I don't want to probably see that. I
Yes,
reckon
you
a look
do.
out or something would be better.
Yes, you do, mate. You wait till you see this thing. Oh, hang on, that's your shovel. There you go. Well, in trying to get Shauno out, I came into this little, I guess you'd call it a little gully washout thing here, and I've bottomed out myself because I couldn't have the drive to get through. So the boys are just going to come down here and give me a quick winch, pull me out backwards, and I'm going to reverse out of here and avoid that obstacle down there.
At this point, we're really keen to get out to Colorado Falls, but of course, this is Tasmania, and nothing is easy. Have a look at the mud spray on that tree. You've really got to wonder how the heck it got up that high.
Well, you're going first. That's the good news.
That is a great news.
That's the good news. You're going first.
What's good about that?
Well, I get to watch and see and make a plan. And,
If I drown in here.
yeah, see what happens.
Oh, this is
Excellent,
full on.
mate.
I reckon stand right beside it. There's a chance I won't flick any money.
No, I'll stand right here. This will be perfect.
Idle in. Let's get
All
into
right,
it.
give it a go.
Oh, no. Oops. All right, boys. I want to jump in and see what happens here.
I might give you about 20 metres, mate.
Oh, you're going to be very close to the bank on this one. Bugger. Yeah, the mirrors hit the bank and they've gone in.
Look at where my tyres are. This is a bit concerning.
Whoa.
D-MAX pit.
You've kicked up a log about the size of my tyres in there.
That's just ugly. There's no other word for it. And now it's my turn. Have a go at that mess. Ain't no way I'm getting over that.
I don't think I'm going to get through with that great big rock there. I just can't get over it.
There's only one way forward for me here. I got to move that log out of the way.
Oh, this thing only weighs about 900 kilos too. Oh yeah, boy, this is just what I felt like.
There you go. Bit of track building and we're off. Nice drive, Stu, but you realise it's because I moved the logs that you drove through. You can thank me later, mate. Righto, boys, we've cleared the way. Through you come. With that out of the way, it's time for us to finish the Pelverada track.
Copy, Shaun.
Yeah, got you, mate.
You got any wobbles and vibrations after being in that mud, mate?
No, mate, but I've got a fair bit of mud on me inside the vehicle, believe it or not.
Well, how about something completely different? And let's go up the top of Snug Tears here, mate. Have a look at Pelverada Falls. What do you say?
Mate, that sounds like a good change of scenery. Get out and have a look at a view.
Studo, you wouldn't complain?
No, mate, no complaints here, apart from the mud in my ear.
You've had mud in your ear most of this trip. What have you been doing?
Mud in my ear, mud in my eyes, mud in my car, mud everywhere.
Has been the theme of the trip. Jay, Adam, what do you reckon, boys?
Absolutely loving it up here, mate.
You reckon you'll come back?
Oh, definitely.
I'll tell you what, that little Hilux has been a star performer on this trip so far.
It's been going well, hasn't it?
Yeah, it surprised me.
I was going to ask you, boys, what are the chances I can get a set of those drop-down steps, just primarily from a, well, height point of view?
For your D-MAX?
Yeah, D-MAX, shorty, GU, to get into my house at home.
I wanted a two-stage step, Graham.
What I need a set of steps. One lowers and the next one lowers.
Now, I'll tell you what you guys need to work on is like a drop-down fridge slide that actually drops up, so Graham can't reach my fridge.
We'll get straight onto it.
No, thanks, that'd be pretty handy.
This right here is Pelverada Falls, one of the most spectacular viewpoints in the whole of Tasmania. And it is a true ridgy-dig, four-wheel drive low track to get in. And it's well worth every inch of the struggle. But what you are also guaranteed to encounter is adventure and a whole heap of fun. Put Tasmania on your bucket list. It's honestly one of those destinations that I cannot recommend more highly.
Mate, view.
What a view, eh?
Hey, look at that!
It's unreal, to be honest with you.
If I asked a question, if I said, give me one word to describe this trip, you can only say one word, what would it be?
Beautiful. Mud.
Yeah, muddy up. Amazing.
Yep. I like it. You blokes have gone with the positives, you guys have just got mud. True though, I reckon that's the muddiest.
But it's fun, it's fun. I reckon these tracks in Tasmania, doesn't matter what vehicle you got,
Yep.
it's a lot of fun.
Super fun, man. I was thinking before, you can cover so much ground here and do so much four-wheel driving in a short space. One tank of fuel, I've fueled up one tank of fuel and we've done a week's worth of four-wheel driving.
Yeah.
Insane. The value for money in Tassie
Yeah,
is next
exactly
level.
right.
Absolutely next level. I'm going to take the easy way off this, not that way. I'm going to go back to the trucks this way.
I look down that way, to be honest with you.
We've still got to get out of here, folks. Tassie, put it on your list. It is we've done a little tiny portion in the south. Where are we heading next?
North.
North.
Can't
Heading up
wait.
the eastern
I can't
side of
wait.
the island. Check out the beaches. Stu's got a shack up there. We're going to go and destroy that. That'll be fun. Folks, get to Tassie. Jump on the spirit of Tassie. Come down here and do all this for yourself, and definitely come and stand right here and bring a mate that's scared of heights. Catch you
Yeah,
there.
that's me.
See you guys.
Number one. This is how we're kicking things off, folks. Going to be a long trip.
Help. Help required.
You haven't actually got to the challenge yet.
No, mate, I'm still on the road.
Oh, yeah. Loose forward driving game. Is
Is there a high spot back there? I can't even see. Well, that's made it worse.
I'm not saying anybody's wrong or right. Woo. Just gonna have a little drink of water if that's okay.
When you spend as much time out the bush as me, you don't need to even look where the winch rope goes. Oh, that's going. Yep, we're on.
You're a creepy man, you know that.
Now, gun, cameraman. Look at him go, he's still filming. Introduce yourself.
Chips Pringle.
Chips Pringle. We call him Chips because his name's Pringle, but that's not why we call him Chips. Introduce yourself in a loud voice.
This is my cheap toilet shovel.
Yeah, well, you're not going to the toilet here, mate. The object is to move dirt.
It's not really doing a lot. All right, you got a bigger shovel then, or what?
I don't actually. My shovel's smaller, mate.
What about the size of your shovel,
It's how
mate?
you use it,
It's how
mate.
you use it. And I'm not using it real well.
Well, no, you're not really doing a great job. You're all awkward and
Here we go. Oh, that was close.
Go, bango, bingo.
I shot the cameraman.
Yeah, g'day. I'm Graham Cahill, and I'm just about to go into a water crossing. Now, 3 things you need to remember. Personal choice, of course. Seatbelt off,
Look at his head.
window down, and the third, and probably the most important, is traction control.
I nudged him.
Okay, guys, we're going in.
He dropped his guts. Look what it did to me. It touched me. All over me.
Oh, I just had a quick look, mate, and obviously the... I got the best one. Whoa, you're going to go for a swim with me, mate.
Yeah, boy.
That's not a good way to check those.
Right, what's the plan from here?
Graham probably should go back to town. Don't risk it.
Give this a go. I don't reckon you're going to go and get anywhere with this one, though. Or we could just take this perfectly good track here, which is behind us on the camera.
Where's the fun in that, mate? Where's the fun in that? First up, you're welcome. I obviously cleared that path for you. The sooty monster came through, cleared the path like a plough, like a highway, and you're welcome.
I think the evidence is clearly on people's TV screens. Well, I'm a lyrical gangster, banana-eating prankster, bunky in a tree. That's not for me.
I'll do it again.
Yeah, I'm just sitting down here. It's nice and comfortable.
Oh, you go. I know.
Got in here.
I know. It's so good.
Well,
You know what? You know what else I don't want here? Come on, get out of here.